Now, from the downtown of Northwest Arkansas, in Uptown Rogers, with weather from Bentonville to Fayetteville, Fort Smith, and beyond, here's Oz weather meteorologist, Garrett Lewis.
It is June 15th, midway through the month, the longest day of the year, less than a week away. That's coming up on Thursday as we start the summer season. I believe it's Thursday, heading to the 21st. Year's going by quick, isn't it? Well, tomorrow's Father's Day, and the weather outside is perfect if you like the hot weather and clear skies and not much rain chances. If you're not a fan of the heat, you're probably not a fan of the forecast, though. Here's a look out the window. What's going on? This is the 612 interchange, and you can see some hazy conditions out in the distance. I've been watching some clouds out there today. I'll show you what's going on the satellite and radar coming up here in a second. But a lot of cloud cover to our north, a little bit to the west. But here at home, looking wonderful out. Look how green everything is. Mid-June. Have you guys seen these firework tents that are going up out there? They're already setting up the fireworks. The dogs are going to be going crazy, and the kids will be out there with bottle rockets before you know it. July 4th will be here. Isn't that crazy? It's about 2.5 weeks away before we get into that time of year. It's warm, and it's going to get warmer. This is a look right now at our temperatures. Right now, out across, let's see, we're 87 in Rogers, 88 in Fayetteville, Fort Smith's 92. Now, heat index is a little bit warmer than that. It's running in the mid to upper 90s, close to 100 degrees in some spots. It actually does get a bit warmer tomorrow. The surface chart looks like this. We have a warm front to our north. You can see some rain showers out there around northwest Missouri. Clear as a bell, though, locally. One thing I wanted to point out is this ridge that's building in. You can see it a little bit better here. If we head on over to the satellite, there's a couple of clouds that have developed into showers this afternoon. Most of those are moving from the west to the southeast to the northwest, kind of opposite, right, of what you'd expect. I'm going to zoom out here. I may have to take a couple frames to load, but I want to see if you can find the circulation here. There's a spin in the atmosphere like this. This is a big ridge of high pressure. Now, this high pressure ridge is sinking air. It's not going to let any of this stuff develop into big time thunderstorms. And we're going to be under the control of that ridge here for at least the next day or so. As it shifts to the east, though, that's actually going to allow a little bit more of a southwesterly flow in the mid levels around that high. Remember, the high flows like this. So we're going to end up with a little bit of drier air in the atmosphere, and that's going to knock temperatures down just a skosh early next week. So it could get a little bit cooler. 80s, not really cooler, but it's better than the mid 90s, right? I think the key thing is we're going to have a little bit of drier air that starts to move on in. The cumulus field's pretty big out there, though. You can see some of these out in north central Arkansas trying to develop into some showers. Let's see what we can find on radar. Here's a look at the radar with a couple of showers developing just to our east. You can see them crawling to the north. A lot of these are terrain induced as the south winds hit up against some of the mountains and some of the hills. They push that air up, causing it to rise and give rise to a shower. Looks like Batesville had a nice little shower south of town, and same with Newport. Here at home, not much. Maybe a few returns out there around Ada, but not much going on as far as rainfall goes. This is the no trouble bubble. Now, this is about a week out, but what I wanted to show you, this is the middle of the atmosphere. So the atmosphere is heaviest at the bottom, kind of like when you go to the bottom of a swimming pool, you have all that water above you and your ears pop. The atmosphere is heaviest at the bottom at about 1,000 millibars. At the top where the jets fly, that's up around 300 millibars. I'm looking at 500 millibars. It's the very middle of the atmosphere. It gives me a good example and a good idea of what the trough ridge pattern looks like. The weather $5 million word for this is the level of non-divergence. You're right in the middle of the atmosphere, and what's happening is as that heat ridge builds, it forces the jet stream up into Canada. Guys, this map here, this is full-blown summer, and this is late June. I think we get into a pretty big heat wave late June and early July. It's going to be tough to get showers other than terrain-induced showers or daytime heating. Certainly possible, but probably the exception and not the rule. So what does that look like temperature trend-wise goes? Well, over the next few days, we'll be in the 90s. You can see how temperatures get cooler into those mid and low 80s coming up. That's early on in next week. And then as we head into the next 7 days, temperatures do start to get back into the mid and the upper 90s. So it gets quite a bit warmer for us moving in. Let's see if I can just move this up just a little bit for you, give you kind of a better idea of the dates at the bottom. You can see the dates there as we go from the 20th right through the end of the month. So this takes us through the end of the month with low temperatures that are going to be somewhere right around the 70s and high temperatures that are going to be probably pushing those 90s. So it gets really warm really quick for us, and low to mid 90s for many of us, mid to upper 90s farther south in the River Valley. One thing to note, and I posted this on the old Facebook earlier, take care of Fido. This is that time of year when the sidewalks, the concrete, everything gets super duper hot. You want to protect the paws out there. 7-second rule, take the back of your hand and lay it on the concrete. If you can hold it for 7 seconds, it's great. If you can't, it's too hot for you. It's too hot for the dogs. Don't let them out there. Concrete can actually get up to about 120 degrees, even with an air temperature of 90, and the asphalt's 140. The dog's paws will burn in a matter of minutes. So be careful with the dogs. If you're going to do any dog walking, best time to do it is probably going to be either very early in the day. Well, actually, early in the day is going to be the best. It'll be the coolest and probably the most comfortable. Late day, the asphalt will cool right around sunset, but the stickiness is out there. And the summer heat kind of lingers through the late evening hours. And the summer heat will linger through the end of the month as well. Hey, tomorrow's Father's Day. Hope you have a great day, and I'll catch you back here next time.